10 cops with Parker, high patrol kilometers, and stop your GD speed, okay?
Welcome back to another episode of 0 to 60. Guys, I got the laptop back. So that's good. That's great that I got my laptop back. I'm looking forward to starting to edit with it again shortly. However, the first thing I did with it was get this footage off. So this video was filmed the day before my house got raided. Well, my sister's house got raided and the lovely police took all my stuff. The point of this video is just to sort of come to a conclusion on the Flowmax story. I know a lot of the guys that were subscribed to this channel back in 2022 were following the Flowmax build. It was the Flowmax turbos, built motor, 8-speed auto. It was going to be a wicked car. Unfortunately, things didn't go to plan. Not much went to plan last year. However, this is a video that I filmed where we put it on the dyno. I'm going to play it. It's a pretty raw video. I haven't done much editing with it. Just keep in mind that this was filmed in August 2022, the start of August 2022. So a lot of it won't make sense to new viewers, but the guys that have been following along, here it is.
Well, welcome back to what should be an exciting, hopefully we don't blow it up, episode of 0 to 60. I'm down at Simply Tuning. You guys said you wanted to see a dyno run. Dan's just got his new hub dyno, which should be like the most accurate way to get power readings out of these things. And he said, come down, we'll throw it on the dyno and see what that Flowmax car does. See if we can work out what is wrong with the engine. And yeah, just wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I know I'm going to keep doing 0 to 60, and it's because of all you guys. Thank you all so much. Right, it's getting loaded up on the dyno. It's a hub thing, so we're going to get the wheels off, jack it up. In the meantime, guys, let me know what power you think this is going to do. Now, keep in mind, it has done on this map. This is the map I'm driving it on. It's not a kill map. This is a daily use map. It's done a 5.5, 100 to 200. I'm guessing somewhere between 650 and 700 wheel. Let's go see what it does. Okay, so the dyno is configured. We got the fan on. Oh. What's it gonna do? Misfire. Interesting. Don't know why it's misfiring. Okay, so we have a cylinder 3 misfire. I wasn't logging the right channels because I'm awesome. And it looks like rail pressure is actually dropping, which is interesting because of all the street driving we've done on this, never picked up rail pressure issue. You put it on the dyno, get some extra load on, and these silly little numbers. You see what I did? Lifted the head. That'll do. Holy fuck. Who built this engine? All right, guys, I'll have a think about this and I'll come back in a second. So we just had a look through the logs. Daniel, the wizard that is, and everything looks okay, apart from some weird fuel pressure things. Could be just a high pressure fuel pump dying, but pretty annoyed that it's spat cool now. That means it has lifted the head. So both this car and my E92 are both doing it. They both have the L-ring gaskets in them. So we've probably learned that you shouldn't use L-ring gaskets. Now, that misfire mid-range on the RPM, which you can see the engine shake. I'm not too worried about that. It's probably related to just weird fuel pressure going on. Also, the load that the dyno puts on is much higher than what I can do on the street. So it can stop the engine revving at any point if it wants to. That's how much load it can put on. Trans didn't slip, so that was good. But yeah, it's never going to make proper power when all the combustion and cylinder pressure is escaping out. That's not great. I don't think that's enough power to do the 5.5 100 to 200, but it's still a fair bit of power. Damn it. On the flip side, the knock that I'm hearing that I've been worried about, I don't think is anything serious, because that load would have hurt the engine. If there was anything going to break, it would have broken at that point. But unfortunately, the head does need to come off. I need to sort something out with the gaskets. Shit. The fun of it all. Anyway, I guess I better take it for a quick test drive. Well, it made it home. I did one acceleration on the track, and it drives like it always drives. No misfires. I'm gonna review the footage. I'm a little bit bummed out. I was planning to film more at Simply Tuning than I filmed, but it was just like, when you're showing someone like Dan from Simply the car that you've put together, it's a bit embarrassing when it throws the head gasket on the dyno, but it's all part of it. I was not impressed. I was expecting more horsepower, and I was expecting the coolant to stay in the engine. I was still worried about the engine knock, which is still there, I think. I think I could hear it on the dyno. I'm gonna go review the footage, and I'll have some closing statements shortly. But, oh my God, have I got some work to do between this car and my E92. We've got some learning to do, everyone, but we'll do it together, and we'll come out on top. We will. All right, I'll see you guys in a minute. So, that was it. Yeah, we took the car down to Simply Tuning, where I now work every day. And yeah, unfortunately it lifted the head. Now, I'm fairly confident that it lifted the head due to the L-ring head gasket. I know another person that had exactly the same issue. Those L-ring head gaskets, you get them up to that 650, 700 wheel horsepower, and they don't seal like a genuine one. Both of the cars that I was messing with last year had this problem. Now, unfortunately, in an attempt to cover my legal costs, that car got stripped and sold, so it is no more. However, I managed to keep the engine, and there was a bit of an issue with the Flowmaxes. Yes. In fact, I have the rear turbine wheel here. So we were doing some testing with that car probably 2 or 3 months after that video, actually trans tuning, doing some pulls, and unfortunately the rear turbine wheel fell out. Now, before everyone goes and blames the Flowmax turbos, there was an issue. I didn't install them properly. Yeah, I'm embarrassed, but I want to be honest with you and tell everyone how it is. Unfortunately, when I fitted those turbos on the built motor, one of the turbo gaskets, basically the head to the turbo manifold gaskets, fell off. And that meant that the front turbo wasn't sealing properly, which means the front turbo wasn't making as much boost as the rear one. So if they were averaging 30 PSI, that rear turbo might have been making 35 pounds of boost, which is too hot. So unfortunately, the Flowmaxes come to an end. They will never be seen again. The engine, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet. I've got to put some N54 cars back together. I've got some built engines and some broken engines. We'll see how we go. All right, in fact, let me ask here. What do you want to see? Do you want to see the max beating rods and the AMP44 pistons, or do you want to see the King Tech pistons and rods go into a motor? Because that's what's coming up in the next month or so. It's time to build another N54. Guys, thanks for watching. Sorry this video took 18 months to publish. Was out of my hands, literally. Thank you all for watching. And any questions about the Flowmax build or the motor setup or anything in the comments below, I'll be there as always. Thank you all. Team N54, I think.
Look at the turbo. Were you here when it happened?